Right now at 5, a new Missouri bill requires mental health evaluations within 45 days of arrest.
And we've got a very cold start to the day out there. Another cold day ahead of us, so look at your forecast coming up.
Plus, an 18-year-old Arkansas farmer runs 500 acres and her own business after graduating high school early.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 5 a.m. I'm Samantha Walker.
I'm Chris Warner. It is now Thursday, December the 4th. Happy Thursday, everybody. That's it.
I love the musical.
Yeah.
Love the music aspect.
Yeah, I'm sure.
People have been commenting on my musical abilities from Monday morning's WASP incident.
Oh my
Because I told them I was like, music is my passion and my fear response.
Okay, look, my fear response is just to straight up run away. How does this? Oh, that's the wrong way. So, okay, so we got a little thing. It's got a volume control. Every time, nearly every morning, I get up here and all of a sudden it's been turned up. I don't know how it's happening. Well, anyway, happy Thursday to you all. It's another cold day out there. Yeah. We were okay yesterday. It wasn't too bad, but we told you cold air was on the way. I walked out the door. I mean, as soon as I opened the front door, gust of wind. I'm like, this is great. Why don't I just go back inside?
And this is the day, you're going to be able to see us outside for several hours
Yes,
today.
We're going to be doing some bell ringing at the Pittsburgh Walmart and the Joplin Walmart on West 7th Street. So make sure you come by and see us. We'll have a live report there from noon today as well. And 3, I think, as well. Right? Maybe?
You're doing noon, I'm doing 3.
Okay, so
you're going to see both of us.
Yeah, we'll be out there. Come out and, regardless of which side wins, which of course it's going to be us this year, the Salvation Army really wins. But make sure you get out there and drop some money in those kettles today. And if you do so, make sure you're also wearing gloves and a coat because it's going to be cold. Let's start with our live look downtown Pittsburgh. And there it is. So now here's the deal. I do know, I've heard some different things. There have been some reports of light flurries here and there, not really showing up on the Skywatch Storm Tracker. And as I've told you before, really finite or light precipitation doesn't show up. Not seeing anything from downtown Pittsburgh, but if you run into a stray flurry or two, don't worry about it. Like I said, nothing significant is expected, and most of us won't see anything. 7th range line camera there looking good. US 69 400 again still pointed along 171 here. It is quite purple, but otherwise looking good. Don't see any precipitation falling. And the MoDOT camera 32nd in range line, they've got it pointed west along 32nd. We had that gas main break yesterday afternoon. Obviously, it's been taken care of, but that's why the camera's pointed there, but still looks good too. All right, temperatures this morning, 26 in Joplin, 25 in Pittsburgh, and around the region, take a look up north, 20, Yates Center and Iola. So we've got the low 20s, the mid 20s, upper 20s. We actually even still have some low 30s, so still a little warmer back into our southern counties. But then you factor in that wind, and warm weather, warm anything is off. Yates Center feels like 9 degrees right now. It's the coldest wind chill we've got. Siloam Springs, Arkansas, feeling like 27. So again, it does feel bitterly cold out there. You certainly want to bundle up as you head out the door for work, for school, whatever it may be. As we head through the morning, we're cloudy. Well, eventually go mostly cloudy into the afternoon, and then by late afternoon, early evening, we should start going partly cloudy and eventually mostly clear as we head late evening and overnight. Now, those gusty winds, unfortunately, are going to stick with us today. So, since we don't do a lot of warming, our wind chills today, upper teens, low 20s. We're going to go about 24 as kids head out the door this morning, 31 for lunch and recess, 34 when they head home. Looking at the mid, that isn't right. I didn't change that. I changed that. That's right, but that's not. I'm so sorry. Well, we are looking at highs not quite like that. In fact, stopping at about the low to mid 30s today, with those north winds gusting to 20. I'll fix those temperatures for you. The rest of this is right. The sky's gradually clearing into the evening. We'll talk more about that when we warm up again and about this weekend's rain chances here in just a few more minutes. Samantha?
Gosh, I wish those temperatures were right, Chris. Thanks so much. Joplin police serve a narcotics warrant at a downtown business. Investigators surrounded the Pressure Packs head shop at 628 South Main with police tape yesterday. Authorities detained numerous people at the scene who were being questioned. Investigators tell us there is no threat to the public and surrounding businesses remain open. Some proposed legislation in Missouri could speed up the process when it comes to evaluating people arrested with mental health concerns facing trial. Chris Bryant takes a look at the bill and how quickly it could accelerate things.
Legislation calls for an individual to be seen within 45 days of their arrest so that we can determine what their mental health needs are. They do not need to be housed for upwards of a year waiting to be evaluated.
And with that in mind, Representative Brian Seitz has introduced House Bill 1677.
We currently in our jail have 7 people that have been committed to the Department of Mental Health, and we're waiting on beds. The one that's been there the longest has been there since September of 2024.
The bill requires mental health evaluations to be done within 45 days of somebody being arrested if there are mental health concerns.
I mean, we've had people that won't wear clothes. They cover themselves in their cells in feces, and they have to be bathed by jail staff. They don't deserve to deal with that, you know. And whenever you've got somebody that's been there for a year or a year and a half, and we can't get them out of there to get the help they need, it's not fair to our staff. It's not fair to the inmates either. You know.
The bill would also put a time frame on how long it should take someone to be transferred to a mental health facility after the completed evaluation.
This is putting a burden on staff. It's putting a burden on the individuals that, you know, let's move forward with the prosecution. Maybe they're guilty or innocent, and they're being held because they're not having their mental health checked.
Adam Woody is a defense attorney in Springfield and says on the merits, he likes the proposed bill, but has concerns on how it would be funded.
There would be a tremendous amount of funding that would be necessary and required to provide to Department of Mental Health, to DMH, in order to employ a sufficient number of psychologists or psychiatrists to conduct these evaluations.
And this should help with the process when it comes to a fair and speedy trial.
Before there's any fairness in the system, common sense would dictate that the defendant has to know what's happening. And that's kind of what this process is for, is to ensure that the defendant is competent to proceed and to stand trial.
The Joplin Police Department is getting a new crime-fighting tool that could boost officer safety. The JPD yesterday received an $11,000 grant from Hero Fund USA, which formally donated funding for the department's new drone program. Joplin Police say the new drone can be used to go places where an officer would be at risk. At just 18 years old, Abby Scoggins of Newport, Arkansas, is already a full-time farmer. As Stacy Spivey reports, her story reflects the struggle and hope of a new generation striving to keep family farms alive.
You grab these and you just...
As high school seniors are planting seeds for their future,
These are ready.
18-year-old Abby Scoggins is already seeing the harvest of her labor.
I've been on the farm since I was 2.
In 9th grade, she traded the classroom for crops. Through homeschooling, she was able to graduate high school a year early and officially become a farmer as a teenager.
I did everything a high school kid could do, and I gave it all up for this, and I do it over and over. I absolutely love this.
Now she's farming 500 acres and running a land leveling business.
This was a big milestone for me.
But it hasn't always been easy.
There's been times that I've asked for lands and I've asked for an opportunity to do something, and it's always been, well, you're a girl, or you're 16, or well, this farmer, he has 20 years of experience, we're gonna go with him. All we need is an opportunity. All we need is a chance.
And the work continues to get harder. Rising input costs and low market prices are driving farmers out. Tariffs are making it worse, cutting off major buyers like China and driving down prices for crops like beans, rice, and corn.
I mean, we are all grasping for straws, hoping to make it through the next year. We're going broke. That's the bottom line. We're all going broke trying to do this.
Experts say as many as a third of the state's farms may file for bankruptcy or close altogether if conditions don't improve. Scoggins says generational farming families in the Delta being forced to let the fields run dry.
Something's going to have to change or we're going to have to go. And right now they're having to go.
As the future of farming remains unknown, Scoggins keeps planting, hoping the seed she sows today will help grow the next generation of harvesters.
According to one government study, the number of individual farms stands at just under 1.9 million. Some good news, though. While the numbers have been in decline, that decline has begun to slow. That's a look at this morning's top stories and weather. Coming up on the KOAM Morning News. Coming up, lawmakers get briefed today on the controversial Caribbean strikes that put Defense Secretary Hegseth under fire. Plus, from monster thrillers to holiday comedies, new entertainment options hit screens this week. And back to colder temperatures across the 4 states, Chris has a look at your forecast. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. We'll be right back. Topping Nation Watch, lawmakers in Washington today are set to review video from a U.S. military strike that killed nearly a dozen people on a suspected drug boat in the Caribbean in early September. CBS News has also learned 2 survivors from the first strike were trying to climb back on board before it was hit again. CBS News' Jared Hill reports from New York.
Today on Capitol Hill, lawmakers are set to be briefed on the September 2nd military strikes on an alleged drug boat that has Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth at the center of controversy. Admiral Frank Mitch Bradley is expected to detail his apparent decision to order a second strike to kill 2 survivors.
If it was just 2 individuals in the water that were struggling for their lives, what was the validation of second strike?
A source familiar with the matter confirms that 2 people who survived the first hit were trying to climb back on the boat to salvage drugs and appeared to be communicating with other boats nearby that could have helped.
I think there's still some question whether the initial bombing is illegal as well.
Some lawmakers questioning whether the strike could be considered a war crime. After the Washington Post reported last week, Hegseth ordered commanders to kill everybody, a claim he denies. Hegseth is also under renewed scrutiny for his use of the messaging app Signal. Sources tell CBS News a new report from the Pentagon's Inspector General found Hegseth put service members at risk and violated Defense Department policy by using his personal phone to send information marked secret regarding an active bombing mission in Yemen back in March. At the time, Hegseth denied sending classified information.
Nobody's texting war plans.
But the report found Hegseth posted information that came from a classified email. It's unclear if Hegseth declassified the information beforehand. On social media, he called the review a total exoneration. Jared Hill, CBS News.
The messages were first reported by The Atlantic after editor-in-chief Jeffrey Goldberg was accidentally included in a group chat. Well, still to come, a new Danish study reveals people with diabetes face significantly higher risks of sudden cardiac death. Plus, back to colder temperatures, Chris has a look at your Thursday forecast. Fans are lining up for Dua Lipa tacos, and a new comedy film highlights the chaos of a holiday gone wrong. Gwen Baumgarten has your Eye on Entertainment report.
An unlikely pair joins forces to take on evil.
What did you see?
A monster. Under my bed.
In the thriller Dust Bunny, 10-year-old Aurora enlists in the help of her hitman neighbor to track down and kill the monster she thinks ate her family. Director Brian Fuller worked with a comic book artist to create the terrifying creature for the screen.
He was like, what does it look like? And it's like, it's part Highland cow, part hippopotamus, and part piranha, and all bunny. And he drew up Dusty.
Dust Bunny heads to theaters next Friday. No, Dua Lipa is not trading in the pop star life for the restaurant business. But in Mexico City, fans are flocking to a new pop-up eatery to share their love of her music and tacos. The taco stand is called La Dua and has a full menu dedicated to the singer. The owner says the first day they sold out of food in just 10 minutes. This week, actor Hugh Jackman also joined in on the celebrity food craze, handing out frozen custard in Wisconsin to promote his new film, Song Sung Blue. Christmas is just 3 weeks away, and the holiday film Oh What Fun shows how not fun it can be when tensions run high.
Mom?
Hey, Mom. Mom?
Overworked and underappreciated mom Claire, played by Michelle Pfeiffer, turns Christmas on its head. Felicity Jones plays Claire's oldest daughter.
It's a family who slightly drive each other crazy and get on each other's nerves, but ultimately there's a lot of love between them. And so I think that dynamic is very familiar to a lot of people.
The comedy is out now on Prime Video. That's your Eye on Entertainment. Gwen Baumgartner, CBS News, Los Angeles.
What a great way to represent just how crazy the holidays can really be. Well, now here's Chris with a quick look at your forecast.
Yeah, we've got a bitterly cold start out there. We've got those wind chills down even into the single digits this morning. A cold day ahead for us as well. We'll have a complete look at your forecast and talk about when we warm up again when the KOAM Morning News returns. Time now, 5:20. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News 522 on this Thursday morning, and I ran through all the days in my head just now, but we are on Thursday, and we're going to start with the future track, and we will have cloudy skies through the morning. As mentioned, a couple of flurries, maybe a light wintry mix is possible this morning. Skywatch Storm Tracker is not showing anything out there, but it doesn't mean there couldn't be something falling. It just may not be enough to really show up on radar, so not any major concerns with that, but just, if you run into a few flurries, don't panic. It's going to be all right. We're going to be fine for today, except for the fact it's going to be really cold. As we head late afternoon, early evening, skies will begin to clear, and we'll have partly cloudy skies and eventually mostly clear to clear skies as we head overnight tonight into our Friday, and we'll have those gusty winds today. They'll ease up by late evening, becoming light and variable before they switch out of the south overnight tonight, about 5-10 miles an hour, because we got another cold night, and that'll help drive our temperatures back up as we head through the day on Friday, says those southwest winds could occasionally gust up to 20. Now, Future Track is hinting at maybe a shower or two tomorrow. I'm going to be honest with you right now. First, if you look at the clouds and their location versus where it's showing rain, they don't jive. And so I do believe that we're going to stay dry on Friday. It's going to be very late Saturday that we'll start to see an opportunity for more showers across the region. So going back to that, though, we are looking at remaining above freezing for our rain chances. Let me rephrase, because it's going to get cold Saturday night and Sunday. When we see the rain Saturday and potentially Sunday, we should be above freezing when it's raining. The rain should stop before temperatures drop, but then that'll lead to its own problems, again, with freezing on roadways, especially the rural routes, back roads, and of course bridges and overpasses. So that's something we want to keep an eye on as we go Saturday night into Sunday and Sunday night into Monday. See, and this is what happens. It's not going to be 57 at 8 a.m. and then suddenly drop 30 degrees. That's not going to happen. That's not right. I don't even know how that happened. We're going to be in the mid-20s to start. This is the second one I have. Something's wrong with the temperatures. Now remember, we punch these in by hand, okay? And so I guess I was just not fully awake when I was putting all this in. These run numbers are right. Cloudy, cold, upper 20s by 11. I'm hoping this is right. Now it's got me questioning every graphic I have. Low mid-30s, this is correct. Mostly cloudy skies, north winds gusting to 20. Could put our wind chills anywhere from the upper teens to low 20s as we head through the afternoon. So even though it'll warm up just a bit, those wind chills are still going to be out there. Then we'll have the mostly clear skies. Okay, these numbers are right. Back down to the mid-20s by 10 and back into the upper teens, low 20s again tonight, and eventually south winds at 5 to 10 miles an hour. Now, are these numbers right? Yes. All right. I feel like The Price is Right. You know that game where they do the ladies, do I have, two numbers right? And they honk the horn. I feel like somebody needs to honk the horn. And I asked that question because this is right. I'm looking at it. It's right. I apologize. I just don't know. I guess I was not awake this morning. Low mid-30s today. Then we warm up. So it's the roller coaster. Yesterday we were up. Now we're down. We're going back up tomorrow. Upper 40s, low 50s Saturday. Some late evening showers. Let's say after about 8 o'clock. Again, even though we're dropping the freezing, the rain should stop before the temperatures drop. Could have a couple isolated showers on Sunday. It's cold, but warm enough that this should be rain. But some of it could freeze Saturday night into Sunday, Sunday night into Monday. We warm back up again on Monday. And then those temperatures, that still looks to be a distinct possibility. Some upper 50s, maybe even some low 60s in the second half of next week. Let's check out your forecast. We're going to send it over to Samantha now with Health Watch.
Thanks, Chris. People with diabetes, especially young adults, face a higher risk of sudden cardiac death. A study in Denmark found while the condition is rare, sudden cardiac death is 3.7 times more likely among people with type 1 diabetes and 6.5 times more common for people with type 2 diabetes. The research also found people with diabetes have a shorter life expectancy on average. A warning from health experts about the medical advice given by social media influencers. A British medical journal report found 40% of young adults in the U.S. purchase products based on influencer recommendations. But influencers' health advice often lacks medical expertise and doesn't disclose paid sponsorship and can cause real harm. Researchers say more regulation and accountability is needed. We know that owning a dog can boost your mental health, but new research adds to the evidence. A study in Japan found children who owned dogs had more microbial diversity in their gut microbiomes. Researchers say these changes may influence the brain, leading to more empathy, social problems, and significantly lower in children who own dogs. That's a look at some of today's top health stories. We'll be right back. Right now at 5:30, 45 hours of work goes into each handmade blanket and walker caddy for forgotten nursing home residents.
And we've got that bitterly cold start to the day for us. Another cold day ahead. Well, we'll look at your forecast coming up.
Plus, Carthage High School students spend months creating gift baskets for NICU families and caregivers.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 5:30. I'm Samantha Walker.
And I'm Chris Warner. It is now Thursday, December the 4th, and I was just going back through very quickly some of these other weather graphics. I'm telling you, I'm not awake this morning. I'm just not with it this morning. I'm not sure.
We're kind of like in that, midweek blues.
I guess so. I just
when it just hits and you're like, I am tired.
I don't know what's happened. The numbers haven't been right, but I've corrected them, and I think I've got them all fixed now.
I'm sure you're going to feel really awake, though, when your outside bell ringing later today, because that cold is going to keep you awake and alert.
Indeed, it does. That's why, in high school, they always kept even in the winter, they kept the air on because the heat makes you tired. So they don't want the kids falling asleep in class, so they keep the air conditioning on to keep us a little cooler, keep us awake. And we will be, as Samantha mentioned, bell ringing Pittsburgh Walmart and the 7th Street Walmart Supercenter, the West 7th Walmart Supercenter today. So make sure you come out. You're voting for your favorite stations, either us or KSN and KODE, and you vote by donating money to the Salvation Army into the kettle of whichever station you like.
A friendly competition,
it
all
is.
for a good cause.
And
yes. I lucked out because I got to 1 to 3 p.m. slot, which I'm like, I think is going to be the warmest.
Probably so. I mean, it's not going to be very warm, but it'll probably be the warmest. How not warm will it be? Well, we've got the answer right now. First, though, a live look from downtown Pittsburgh. And again, looks pretty decent outside. We're doing okay so far this morning there. 7th and Rangeline, our camera there looks okay as well. So I know that I've heard at least there's been some light flurries here and there. They're not showing up on the Skywatch Storm Tracker. There could be some light flurries, a light wintry mix in some locations. We discussed this yesterday, but right now, at least the cameras that we can get to here, not showing any precipitation falling. And even if you're seeing some, it's not going to do much. KDOT camera 69 400 looking along 171 is fine. MoDOT camera 32nd and Rangeline looking back west along 32nd Street, also looking good. You can see it swinging back and forth. Now, of course, it's zoomed in a bit, so that makes it a little more sensitive to the wind, but it is breezy this morning. We're 26 in Joplin, 23 in Pittsburgh, and across the area, it is chilly. We've got low mid-20s for a good portion of us, but then you get along in south of I-44, it's a bit warmer. We've got low mid-30s with Bentonville, the warm spot, at 34. Yates Center, the cold spot, at 20. And then we bring in the wind chills. Yates Center, your wind chill earlier was 9. You're up to 10. That's not a big improvement by any means, but at least you're out of the single digits. But these wind chills, even where we've got warmer temperatures down south, that doesn't matter. We've got low, mid, upper teens and some low 20s for those wind chills. So again, a very cold start today. Make sure you bundle up heading out for work, for school, or for shopping, or whatever else it is you may be doing today, because it's not going to warm up much today. We've got cloudy skies, and we will have cloudy skies through the morning into the early afternoon, becoming mostly cloudy gradually and eventually partly cloudy as we head late afternoon into the early evening hours, and then mostly clear overnight tonight. Kids heading out the door, again, grab the coat. 24 degrees, that's not factoring in the wind chill. 31 by lunch and recess, 34 as they head home. And I told you I'd fix these numbers too. They're fixed. I'm pretty confident I've got them all. Mid-20s by 9, low 30s by noon, low mid-30s for our highs. And with those north winds continuing to gust upwards of 20, our wind chills through the day could be into the upper teens and low 20s. So again, bundle up, wear gloves. If you are outside, if you're coming to donate to the Salvation Army and vote for your favorite station, which of course is us, you want to make sure you've got gloves and a good coat. We will warm back up again, though. We'll talk about that and some rain chances this weekend here in just a few more minutes. Samantha?
Chris, thanks. The holiday season often coincides with colder temperatures, but not everyone has the luxury of being able to bundle up. KOAM's Kenny Foreman introduces us to a group of ladies in Arma with a mission of helping the elderly stay warm.
For the past 3 years, the Lapgan Ladies of Arma work to crochet Lapgan blankets to give to those who need them most.
We try to give people in nursing homes, the forgotten ones, a gift for Christmas that would otherwise not have a gift, something that would put a smile on their face. We target the people who have no family, no one comes to see them, no money, no friends, and that would not have a gift at Christmas time.
This year, the group decided to expand its outreach by sewing personalized walker and wheelchair caddies as well.
There's sewing with the walker caddies and the wheelchair caddies, and it depends. Again, they find out do they have a walker or a wheelchair to put the caddies in.
While the mates take about 45 hours on average just to put together a blanket and a walker caddy, the group finds it rewarding to be able to help bring warmth, happiness, and safety to people's lives.
Some people do some knitting too,
Yes.
but they do crochet them, and it's a lot of work. They're all handmade. A lot of the materials are donated, and some are bought.
And while the group has a record 318 blankets ready to go out this year, they hope to grow it even further with the help of even more volunteers.
I would like to see our club grow. I would like to see it grow in numbers of people who enjoy doing for others, like this, doing for people who are destitute. Plus, it gives the members a place to come.
In Arma, Kenny Foreman, KOAM News.
A group of students from Carthage High School is spreading holiday cheer, delivering baskets to families and caregivers in the NICU area hospitals. KOAM's Blake Goley shows us how their project is making a difference.
During this season of giving, a group of Carthage High School students spent nearly 3 months creating gift baskets for families and the caregivers watching over some of the newest residents in the 4 states. The idea started after hearing their guidance counselor's story.
Counselors obviously have to deal with kids 24/7 because they either have issues or she needs to help with scheduling. So she didn't really have a lot of time to be able to see her baby within the NICU, and the hospital offered her a fabric heart, which helped her feel close to her baby and helped her baby also feel close to her, providing comfort and lessen the anxiety without its mother being there.
Students also wanted to make sure caregivers felt supported during long stretches inside the NICU.
Sometimes as a caregiver, you work 12+ hour days, multiple days a week. You can get kind of tired, run down. Maybe you don't always feel like the outside world sees what you're doing. So I think this is a lovely way for the community to kind of recognize that we're here, we're sticking it out, we're here every day because this is what we love, this is our passion.
I'm standing outside of Mercy Hospital where new mother Wacy gave birth just before Thanksgiving. And with her little one still in the NICU, she's preparing to spend Christmas here as well. She says she's comforted by the support she's received.
The nurses have really made it a great experience, honestly. So it has not been that stressful on us. Just figuring out a schedule and being up here with them is the biggest thing. But it's been great.
Reporting in Joplin, Blake Gully, KOAM News.
That's a look at our top news stories. Coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News, the Trump administration plans to significantly reduce fuel economy requirements for new vehicles through 2031. And coming up, Americans trade toys and TVs for wellness tech this Christmas season. Smart rings, bands, and watches top gift list as fitness tracker spending surges 88%. We'll have the latest. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. In Consumer Watch, President Trump announced a proposal to weaken vehicle mileage rules for the auto industry. If it's finalized next year, the plan would significantly reduce fuel economy requirements through the 2031 auto model year. Those requirements set rules on how far new vehicles need to travel on a gallon of gasoline. The move is the latest by the Trump administration to reverse Biden-era policies that encouraged cleaner running cars and trucks. The FDA says more than 1 million bags of shredded cheese sold at retailers like Target, Walmart, Publix, and Aldi have been recalled because the products may contain metal fragments. The agency says the recalled cheese was sold in 31 states and Puerto Rico. The product could cause, quote, temporary or medically reversible adverse health consequences, although the potential for serious injuries is said to be remote. According to the FDA, the cheeses have sell-by dates ranging from January to March of 2026. And today is National Cookie Day. Pepperidge Farm is marking the occasion by introducing the holiday cookie courier. Pepperidge Farm says the Cookiegram delivery service puts a modern twist on the Candygram. You can visit pepperidgefarmsholiday.com to order the free Cookiegrams while supplies last. Just enter the recipient's shipping info and they'll receive a festive box with 2 bags of cookies and a personalized note. What gifts and gadgets are topping Americans' wish list this holiday season? Alongside the usual Nintendos and TVs, wearable wellness-driven tech is trending. Evan Moon breaks down what shoppers should know before buying popular health tracking devices.
This season, some Americans are trading toys and TVs for wellness-focused tech. Wearable gadgets like smart rings, bands, and watches are among the most popular gifts.
I have the Ringcon Gen 2 right now, and I love it so much, I'm actually going to get it for my sister for Christmas.
Users can track exercise, heart rate, sleep, and stress, and even detect medical conditions in real time. New York's Mount Sinai Hospital now has a wearables lab where Dr. Zahi Fayyad tests the latest devices.
What are you wearing right now?
I'm wearing a Garmin watch, I'm wearing a Polar band, I'm wearing a Whoop band, and then finally, I have an Oura ring.
The lab focuses on validating the health benefits of commercial devices, and Dr. Fayyad says the data can be transformative.
24-hour, 7 days a week, 365 days during the year. You're getting health information similar to what you will be able to get or you get usually in the clinic. I think that's fantastic.
Recent retail tracking data from Circana shows spending on fitness trackers in 2025 grew 88% from 1 year ago.
Stores like Best Buy are stocked full of these items, and they're flying off shelves, from smart wristbands to rings, even smart glasses. And I'm told this technology had a surge after the COVID pandemic.
Harvard sleep scientist Rebecca Robbins says 1 in 4 Americans now track their sleep, too.
If you wake up and you get a bad reading from your sleep tracker, it automatically prompts this process of reflection. What did I do yesterday?
But Robbins says users shouldn't let the numbers keep them up at night.
Don't worry, the technology is improving every day, but it is still not perfect.
Both researchers agree. If you find one of these gadgets under your tree, they could put you on track to improved health. Evan Moon, CBS News, New York.
These wearable devices can range from only $30 to a few $100s, depending on the mode. If you're new to health monitoring tech, researchers suggest starting simple. Just track daily steps. They say studies show adding even a few thousand steps a day can have a meaningful impact on health and lifespan. That's it for Consumer Watch, and now here's Chris with a quick look at your forecast.
Yeah, again, we've got that bitterly cold start to our day, some cold wind chills, and it will be cold throughout our Thursday. We're going to break down the details for you when the KOAM Morning News returns. Time now, 5:44. We'll be right back.
You have to know your limits during the holiday season when it comes to food and drink, and one raccoon may have found theirs. The details in today's Ag Day Minute.
I'm Michelle Rope with today's Ag Day Minute. USDA says it will withhold funds for the administration of SNAP food aid in most Democratic-controlled states starting next week. Ag Secretary Brooke Rollins saying the action is looming because those states are refusing to provide requested information about the recipients, which includes their names and immigration status. She says it's necessary that states comply to root out possible fraud in the program. Democratic states have sued to block the requirement. USDA said it is targeting states' administrative funds, not the benefits people receive. Retail giant Costco wants a full refund of import tariffs. That's if the Supreme Court ultimately rules President Trump lacked the authority to impose them without Congress. The company urging the Court of International Trade to declare the tariffs unlawful. Costco says it has suffered financially under the tariffs and fears it won't get its money back unless it pursues its own legal action. And one raccoon was a little too merry at a closed Virginia liquor store over the weekend. It broke some bottles, and drank some booze off the store's shelves. An animal control officer says the raccoon was found Saturday passed out next to the store's toilet. The officers say the masked bandit sobered up after a few hours, and they released him back into the wild to reevaluate his poor life choices. For more Ag News, watch Ag Day weekdays on this station or get updates at agweb.com.
Now let's take it over to Chris with a quick look at your forecast.
I told you I told you guys that raccoon story yesterday morning. I wasn't making it up. It's one of those things, it seems like it couldn't possibly be true. You're like, all right, it's AI generated or something. No, it happened. It happened. So watch out for the raccoons. Don't throw away any like half-empty beer bottles in your trash, because obviously they'll find it and they apparently enjoy it. And then you'll find them passed out in the back of your pickup truck or on your porch or something. Not a good way to start the day, right? You don't want a passed out raccoon on your property, right? You also don't really want to go outside because it's cold, but we have to. It's Thursday, it's a work day, it's a school day, people got things to do, places to be, and you need to bundle up. We're going to have cloudy skies as we head through the morning hours, and eventually as we go late afternoon, early evening, we'll start going partly cloudy, and eventually we'll have mostly clear skies, and in some cases just clear skies. And our gusty winds by late evening will also begin to die down for us before they begin to pick up again just a bit out of the south overnight, really very early tomorrow morning at about 5 to 10. So no gusty winds expected at that point, at least initially. As we head through our Friday, those winds will start to pick up out of the southwest, and that'll be gusting up to 20, and that'll bring in the warmer air on that roller coaster ride we talked about. We were up yesterday, we're down today, and then we'll be up again tomorrow. Now, future track, see, it shows these showers, but take a look at the showers locations, and then look at the clouds that they're actually ahead of. I don't think we're looking at any rain chances tomorrow, but we'll keep an eye on it, because if it does turn out that this future track is right, because sometimes they do that, sometimes they're spot on when everyone else says no, it won't add up to much. But I think we're going to be dry on Friday. It's going to be Saturday, and it's going to be late Saturday before we actually begin to see any kind of rain activity begin to move in. Now, the good news is at this point, any shower activity we do see Saturday should happen before temperatures drop. So right now, rain chances Saturday, Sunday not looking like wintry weather, but could lead to slick spots, which we'll discuss in just a moment. Through the morning, see, I told you, I got that. And by the way, you know what happened here? Go, if you've got a keyboard, like a computer keyboard in front of you, look at the number pad. All right, if you position your fingers at 2 and 4, but then move them up one spot, you get 5, 7. That's what happened here. We have 57. I just didn't have my fingers in the right spot. Mid-20s to start, upper 20s by 11 o'clock this morning. Heading into the afternoon, again, not very warm. Low mid-30s out there, mostly cloudy skies. And with those north winds still gusting up to 20, we're looking at wind chills for a good portion of the day into the upper teens and low 20s. So it's not going to be very warm whatsoever. We'll have those skies clearing as we head through the late evening and overnight, eventually back down again. Cold tonight, upper teens and some low 20s, south winds 5 to 10, again after midnight. Tomorrow, gusty winds out of the southwest pushing 20. We're warmer, upper 40s, even some low 50s on our Saturday. We'll get those late evening showers. Looks to be after 8 p.m., but again, before temperatures drop to freezing. But even then, that rain can freeze on the back roads, rural routes, bridges, overpasses especially. So we want to watch out for slick spots late Saturday into Sunday. We'll need to do the same thing again Sunday into Monday. Could get a few isolated showers. You can see both days these chances are low. Not everybody's going to see rain, but those that do, you want to watch out from Sunday into Monday for slick spots. And take a look. See, we were up, now we're down, then we're up and we're down. That's that roller coaster, down to 40 on Sunday. Then we start warming back up Monday, upper 40s. And yeah, those numbers, that's not a typo. It's been showing up. So we are looking at warming up, getting pretty mild next week, at least for a bit, going into the upper 50s and maybe even some low 60s. That's checking your forecast. We'll be back with more of the KOAM Morning News right after this.
We want to remind everybody about a competition taking place. Today, the 7th Street Walmart in Joplin and the Walmart on Broadway in Pittsburgh will be the sites of this year's Bell Ringing Challenge. Teams from KOAM and Fox 14 will be there taking on teams from KODE and KSN to see who can raise the most money for the Salvation Army. While the winner can claim bragging rights, the money raised will go to benefit the Salvation Army and its efforts right here in the 4 states. We encourage everyone to donate at either Walmart location starting at 9 a.m. and running until 7 p.m. Hope to see you there. And if you're looking for Christmas parades in our area but don't know where to turn, we've got you covered. KOAM has a list of Christmas parades from all over the 4 states, and there are a bunch tomorrow night, including Fort Scott, Girard, Chanute, Veneta, and Parsons. To see our full list, just scan this QR code and head over to our website, KOAMnewsnow.com.
And if you are heading out for anything like that today, then you've got to bundle up because it's already bitterly cold this morning. We will not do a lot of warming today. We'll have cloudy skies through the morning, mid-20s to start, upper 20s by 11 a.m. Our highs only into the low to mid-30s. However, we have this going on. North winds gusting upwards of 20. So it's going to keep our wind chills through the day into the upper teens and low 20s for a good portion of our day. So bundle up. I mean, I was all bundled up on my way here, and it was very nice. It was nice to be bundled up because it is cold. I mean, I told you earlier, as soon as I walked out my front door, immediately north wind just hit me like a brick being thrown at me, or maybe it was a brick being thrown at me. I'm not sure. We'll have clearing skies, though, as we head into the evening and overnight. Mostly clear skies, just a few clouds here and there. Winds actually will die down after about 8 this evening, 7, 8 this evening. And then after midnight, they'll start to switch back out of the south at about 5 to 10. We're back into the upper teens and low 20s. And that will help usher in the warmer weather for us tomorrow. Upper 40s, we got some low 50s possible on Saturday. We have late evening showers after about 7, 8 o'clock tomorrow. Now, it should be, any rain out there should stop before we drop to freezing, so we're not concerned about wintry weather at this point on Saturday or Sunday, but that rain that falls, these are low chances. Not everybody will see rain, but those who do, it could freeze, especially on those back roads and bridges and overpasses Saturday night into Sunday and Sunday night into Monday, so keep that in mind. Keep an eye out for slick spots out there. Then we'll start to warm back up next week, maybe even some upper 50s and low 60s. That's checking your forecast. Got another hour of the KOAM Morning News right after this.